have a look at this viz. So it's currently 4:30 in the morning. Me and Rudy met up at 3 and we've finally got a weather window. It's a Friday. So we've got Danny as well, he's just turned up and we're gonna go back out. This is a mission we have done, but the weather kind of kicked off, so we didn't get a full chance to do the diving. Joshua. So we're gonna jump on the boat and just full send. It's pitch black, but we're gonna travel in the dark and hopefully get to the Moes, and it's gonna be beautiful, clear water, fish everywhere. That's the game plan, so let's make it happen. With the boat packed and everybody here, today it's Rudy, Danny and me, back with the Chase and Gather boys, and I'm so pumped up. Thankfully the weather is what we've been dreaming of, and me and Rudy have been looking at this for a long time. So we head out in the dark. Now this isn't easy coming out the mouth and the entrance of the harbour, as there's a few sandbanks. But eventually we get out into the open sea and we just send it, because we know what's waiting for us when we get there. So we've just got to the Moes, and well, fair to say it's pretty amazing. Look at that. The viz is crystal clear, it's blue turquoise. We've been chasing this viz for a long time. Me and Rudy have been just looking at charts and charts and charts all week.
Yo, you can see the floor, bro, and 20 meters of water.
And 20 meters of water, we can see the seabed.
Oh, yep. Holy fuck.
We've already come past two workups, and there's even fish moving about all in these shallows behind me. So we're gonna suit up and make a game plan and start getting in the water.
Bro, you can literally see the pink now.
Have a look at this viz. Have a look at this viz. Today I'm going to jump in with this. It's a bit overkill if I'm doing anything with some kingies, but this is my next new blue water gun, which I will be using in a couple months in Indonesia, and I just want to get to grips with it. Not only that, there's been a lot of tuna and marlin caught around these islands, so it might pay just to have it there and ready, but I want to get the practice in and I can't wait to use it, so let's go for it. Thanks to Paul Hutch for making these. Have a look at Kraken spear guns, they're awesome bits of kit, can't wait to get using it. With my bottle of Octacle pre-mixed, it means I can get lubed up and get my suit on and get in there. You got everything wet. All suited up, it was go time. We eventually got to our mark where we did rock, paper, scissors, and I lost, which means Danny and Rudy are in first. We take a bit of time checking where the tide is coming and looking at the exact mark we want to dive. We want the tide to be hitting exactly on the point, causing a nice upcurrent, bringing a whole load of nutrients, which means the bait should be there feeding. And if the bait are there, the kingfish should be there. There was boil ups everywhere. They weren't getting hammered too hard, there wasn't many birds, which means they weren't too active, but that meant there was plenty fish about. I even caught sight of these dolphins hunting right close in to the rocks. You could barely see them, but sometimes they would leap right out the water in the whitewash, which means they're feeding pretty hard. So the boys both just got a fish on now. I've got a double up, so this is going to be interesting. Rudy's got one first, so we're going to try and get his to the boat. You can see it already, look at that. Nice big kingy. With Rudy getting the first fish on the boat, it was time for me to get in there. And just as I got in, Danny was still fighting his fish. This fish was fighting pretty hard, and it did mean that it was keeping some kingies close by. So I got the Kraken loaded up and ready to get down there. Not gonna lie, my heart rate was pretty high. I've never shot this gun before, and I've been so excited to do so. So when all these bait fish started coming in and showing a little bit of sign to the flasher, my heart rate got even bigger, and I just had to sit on surface and calm myself down. I highly recommend this to anybody. When you feel like things are going faster, make sure you slow down. There's no way I could have dived in the state I was. So I took my time, and eventually I dived down, and it was incredible. There was bait fish circling the flasher, and I've never seen this before, and I've been coming to New Zealand to see this a lot. So I'm so lucky. When I got down there, all these fish started coming into me. Boy, was it amazing. This clear water and a big school of kingfish. The only trouble was, which one do I shoot? It's very hard staying calm in these situations. Eventually, I pick the one and I pull the trigger, and boy does this gun go off. Fish on! At first, I thought I stoned this fish. The spear went through the fish like it was butter. I've never seen anything like it. However, this fish got a second wind. That guessing, I must have just missed the vital organs or just the spine. I thought I got him right in the head, but turns out it was just short. He was fighting hard, and with the slip tip and the spear going all the way through, he was making quite a mess. But this is why you do it. You use your gear and you learn to deal with it. Because if you get a fish bigger than this, it's going to be even harder. Eventually, I get the knife into this guy and I put him out of his misery. How about that for starting the day on the high? This is only like 9 o'clock in the morning, the sun is just coming up, the heat's not even in the day yet, and we've got the first fish in the esky. And it was absolutely amazing being able to use my new gun. But no time to waste, because we've got clear viz and fish everywhere. So it's back in to see what else we can find. I do a few drops right on the reef edge, just before the kelp starts disappearing into the deeper water because of the lack of sunlight. I just want to see what else is cruising right up that shelf. But honestly, it's hard to see anything through the amount of bait fish with the blue mau mau, the koharu, and even some pink mau mau in the distance, along with a big inquisitive ray coming to say hello. It's not long before things start to get hotter. Suddenly, a whole load of bait fish just start swimming straight towards me. These are koharu. You can see that they're all litten up, which means that something's chasing them and they're all a bit agitated. We've even got a shoal of trevally in here. This is seriously lively. They all congregate around the flasher, just coming in to check it out. Eventually, Rudy dives down because he sees a fish coming in the deep. Rudy drops down, and I drop down with him, following him right to the flasher. This fish is a bit bigger and it's not too keen to come in and say hello. But Rudy really takes his time. Eventually, he managed to slowly go down and pull a shot off. I go down to try and film this fish as well as be ready in case anything else comes in, but suddenly I hear Rudy screaming at me in the water. At first I wasn't sure what he was meaning, but then I see a spear and it's not fully through the fish. This is a big fish, this spear has struggled to get all the way through. So I managed to get another spear in it before coming back to the surface. This was a bit of a long buster dive, and I actually didn't know how big this fish was until a few moments later.
Oh man, sorry.
Things start to heat up when this fish came close to the surface and I really seen the size of it. My spear actually ended up falling out because it was right in amongst the gill plates. So Danny threw me another gun off the side of the boat and I was able to get a holding shot on it. This meant that we could secure the fish and we could take our time bringing it up without a worry of it coming off. This has to be one of the most exciting feelings in spearfishing. When you don't realize how big the fish is you've actually shot and you start bringing it up towards the surface. Eventually we manage to get it to the surface and we get hands on, controlling it by the head and finish it off with the knife. Meanwhile, there's a big boy cruising down there and I'd love to try and get a shot at him.
Dude! Look at this one.
Dude! Can I get my gun back?
Unfortunately, by the time I get my hands on the gun and load it up, that monster down there was nowhere to be seen. But honestly, sharing this experience with Rudy and landing a fish of this size was more than I could have asked for, and to see his face just made it all.
You know what I'm telling you about the shoulders? This is the shoulders up here. Wow. He's a happy guy. Come out here.
After seeing Rudy land that big fish and another monster kingy just following it in almost to the surface, there's no way I couldn't get back in and give it a go and see if I can't get one for myself. We jump in and there is bait everywhere. We've moved marks because the tide has started to change and there's no shortage of kingfish. However, I'm starting to get a few equalizing problems and a sticky eater. This said, I'm not going to push it, but I managed to get a couple dives in and see some pretty cool kingy action, as well as Danny managing to nail one. And you can see here as he brings it up, the kingfish come up with it. Unfortunately, there wasn't the fish I was looking for. Nevertheless, I can't help but just love being in the water and seeing how the fish act. These are the times that you need to just pay attention and learn how they act, so when you come to hunt the one you want, you know what to do. So I managed to get in, we got in with the Kraken. Must admit, I'm in love with it already. Can't wait to get into some bigger fish overseas and Indonesia and stuff like that. Pretty lucky, I tried to pick the biggest fish out of the lot. And I ended up with a nice around 18 to 20 kilo kingfish. I'm very chuffed with this. Nearly my biggest fish to date, and the Kraken made light work with it, so pretty chuffed with that. One nice big kingfish with a Kraken. Love it. Rudy's just passed up a nice little kahawai. A few of these going about. This is what we'll be feeding all on the surface, literally just behind the boat. Great sashimi, great eating. But what you think about is kingfish are chasing these to eat these, which is pretty crazy. With my ear jamming up, I decide to go boaty and give Rudy and Danny a chance to see if they can find any more fish. We hit a mark that Rudy has always wanted to try, a nice big pinnacle and cliff edge in the middle of nowhere. I put the drone up and straight away you can see fish action. It was incredible seeing it from this height, and you can see how clear the visibility is. So there's a workup just coming on to the boys now. Big workup coming. Looks like Rudy shot some sashimi. Sashimi, baby! In the past, I'd be quite wound up about not being able to dive in amazing situations like this. But then when I stop and sit back, I actually realize how special it is to be just in this moment, and how lucky I am to be able to put the drone up and see this place for what it is and how incredible it is. Gives me even better feeling. I guess it also gives me an excuse to get on a plane and come back to New Zealand as soon as I can. As the tide starts to drop off, so does the fish action. So we make the decision to go into some small lagoons and have a rest, and more importantly, get the guts out of these fish, clean them up and get them on ice.
Swim time.
Come on, let's get.
And you know,
The quicker we can do this, the better. Because at the minute, it's almost 30 degrees out there and I am cooking in my suit. But there could be worse places to have lunch and have a swim. Boys are sorting their fish out. It was a long steam to get to Thailand, but again we did it.
That's why he was so fat. He'd been feeding.
We're just chumming the water before we go for another swim. Makes it more exciting that way.
look at this.
That's not going to fit in the chili bin.
That's huge. Hey!
Chuffed, do a tail hold, go on. All the way up. That's sick. Healthy fish. He shot the biggest fish. Now he's doing all the dinner prep.
And Danny's just swimming.
And Danny's just swimming. Having fun.
It didn't work.
Not a bad place to have lunch. I think he's trying to show everybody his butt. With the fish all prepped and us cooled off and back in dry clothes, it's time for the most important part of the day, and that is to cook up some fresh catch. And this ceviche.
Yeah.
Lunchtime, we've got some ceviche on the go, some sausage, and
Man.
we just coated some of the fish to chuck in the pan. Kahawai and karu. Yeah, basically the baked fish. Pretty tasty though. It's gonna be pretty epic in a wrap. We need it because we've not ate since, I don't know what, like 3 o'clock this morning?
Yesterday's dinner.
Yeah, yesterday, didn't it? We had a pretty early start at 3, so we've been going strong since then, so we deserve a feed.
Yes. Mind blown.
No, it's probably some of the softest fish I've ever ate.
Go ahead some more, yeah, before it runs out.
With the ceviche quickly polished off, it's nearly time for the best part. And I love cone cooked fish, especially when it's nice and crispy. We even put a bit of sausage in there to add some fats to it to help it cook. And obviously finishing it off with 2 slices of bread, some greenery, and of course, some crisps. So we're stuffed, lots of fresh fish, and we're gonna start heading back because there's some weather slowly coming in. And after the last time heading back, we want a smooth run back, I think. So we're gonna head off now and just enjoy the time going back, and then probably spend the next few hours prepping fish. It's been epic, but we need to get out of here, unfortunately. It's very hard to leave a day like this, but leaving on a high is so important. We managed to get some food on us, regain some energy, and we have a fairly big steam back. This time with good weather though, we'll get back within an hour. But I must admit, this has been one of the best days diving I've probably ever had. I love hunting kingfish, there's so much to it and you're constantly learning about them. I've also been pretty lucky that I've had the time to go and test this big gun before I head overseas to chase some bigger fish and some pretty gnarly species. A big shout out to the boys on the boat, Danny and Rudy, and the rest of the Chase and Gather crew. Guys, it's been incredible diving with you and I can't wait for next time. Don't forget to go have a look on their channel and their Instagram to see what else they've been up to. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. And get ready as always, because there's going to be a lot more to come. Whether it be land or by sea, I'm out there doing it.
Dude! Look at this one. Dude!